More than 14 local airlines are flying in the Gulf skies. Is there room for all of these? And how will they survive or even prosper in the years ahead? That's today's edition of Inside AB. I'm Jeremy Lawrence and I'm joined here by Shayan Shakell. Okay, Shay, these 14 airlines, how does the Gulf accommodate them all?
Well, I mean, it's accommodated so far by just having them fly around and, chasing their own growth story. Over the next decade, though, that's going to change considerably. We might not see an extra 14 to make, 28, 30 airlines in the Gulf. What they're trying to do, in fact, is what we saw with Flydubai and Emirates last year. The whole joining forces strategic partnership endeavor. Yeah. Which is really, doing great for Flydubai and Emirates, and we're probably going to see a lot more of that. Okay.
What are the advantages of partnering like this?
Well, if you remember, sometime in 2016, all of the UAE's airlines had posted a drop in profits. Etihad actually posted a loss. So to keep it simple, what they're going to try to do is combine and do partnerships with each other, or maybe airlines from the rest of the world, to get some strategic advantage of their own operations. So for instance, with Emirates and Flydubai, what's happening is Flydubai is taking those smaller planes, flying them to destinations Emirates can't fly those bigger planes to, getting traffic to Dubai. Emirates takes those bigger A380s and 777s and in the future 787s, and is going to take them to the bigger cities like Edinburgh or London, New York, Paris, those bigger cities, and they're all connected to Dubai through the same airport. So that's one example of what kind of partnerships.
Great. Well, that's a good strategy. What about the other UAE airlines? You mentioned this is going to be a policy for more of them going forwards.
Well, Etihad tried to do something similar. It bought equity stakes in a bunch of struggling European carriers. Didn't work. $3.5 billion in losses. It did, after that, though, create this partnership with Lufthansa, which is a Star Alliance member. And as we just heard Tony Douglas talk about this, and we spoke about this in the last Inside AB as well, that he's going to try to go out and try to do more Star Alliance partnerships. I mean, he didn't say that we were going to join the Star Alliance network. He just said more partnerships, airlines that are in the Star Alliance network, like Lufthansa. And when I spoke with Air Arabia at the Dubai Air Show in 2017 in November, Adil Ali, the CEO, he wasn't opposed to partnering with other airlines. Not a merger, and there's going to be no mergers.
Let's not say merger.
Yeah, let's not say merger. But we will see a much closer shift together.
Great. What about outside of the UAE and the rest of the Gulf?
Well, interestingly, the Dubai model is not necessarily unique in just from the surface. Saudi Arabia has also created this new low-cost subsidiary called Flydubai, and it's going to fly out of Jeddah, and they're going to begin hub operations next year. They're really building up to that. So in Kuwait, Wataniya Airways wants to feed into Kuwait Airways. In Oman, the new low-cost subsidiary Salam Air wants to feed into national carrier Oman Air. So Bahrain is really the only airline in the Gulf that doesn't have a low-cost carrier to tap into. There were rumors about it, but I mean, it just doesn't make any sense right now. So I guess that's why they've shelved those plans. But the Gulf Air has said that they will try to look into more partnerships with, once again, Star Alliance members. Okay, they do have partnerships with Turkish Airlines and Aegean Air, by the way, which are Star Alliance members.
Right. I said let's not mention mergers, but I've got to ask: Emirates and Etihad. People keep talking about a potential merger. Does it make sense? Would it ever happen?
Well, what happened with Flydubai and Emirates was it's the same ownership, right? So they can continue to operate as separate companies, but have partnerships with each other. So there's no need to complicate the situation, I guess. And so we're seeing that with Etihad as well. The loaning of pilots to Emirates during Emirates' period of shortage. And Danata, which is, an Emirates Group company, could provide ground handling services to wherever Etihad lands in the rest of the world. So we'll see a lot more of that strategic partnership, that, joining forces, everything but a merger sort of deal.
Interesting. And that's your prediction.
Well, that's what I think.
Okay, great. Thank you for those predictions, Shay. You've been watching Inside AB. Please do join us every weekday at 10 a.m. Subscribe, comment and share, and we'll see you next time.